Hi everyone, I'm Autumn Flame, and today we're going to be talking about the future of the Mass Effect series relating to predominantly the Milky Way galaxy, where the series should, or I would hope would go, and then later on we will talk about Andromeda in terms of just an Andromeda game and then potentially crossover games between the two shared galaxies. As discussed in my previous video, we are looking at a destroy ending, not synthesis or control. I believe not control, as it would just create an incredibly easy way to cop out for any sort of protagonist or threat to arise. I really don't know how BioWare is going to deal with creating a new threat, a new danger for them to deal with in a first game. Maybe in a second or third something could happen, but even then finding something to surpass the Reapers as the apex, the villain of the galaxy, I really don't know how you're going to increase that. Since we see times power creep in anime, other games, using Dragon Ball Z as a good example, we end up with the Frieza saga, and then Cell stronger than that, and then Boo is stronger than that, and then it's the next one, the next one, the next one. But when we've got a galaxy destroyer class civilization and now they're destroyed, I really don't see how any one great threat can really arise. That being said, I would think that the game would probably heavily deal around with exploration, repairing, rebuilding, logistics, refixing the galaxy, slowly finding new worlds for them to use, reclaiming Reaper tech and hopefully not falling under control, the Quarians wanting to rebuild the Geth, and the races such as like the Turians and the Quarians finding food sources and basically trying to get the galaxy to rebuild and stabilize really should be the focus of the first game, and not having too much of a here's this new great threat just coming out of nowhere. I'm unsure about maybe in a second game they could, or even a third, then start to breach in an enemy starting to come in, but I really don't know what they could ever do, because anything less than a Reaper class threat would just seem a bit boring in comparison if it's just Cerberus is trying to take over again, or a new Splinter Cell group, or an evil Asari group. It's just going to be too bland, even if people are reverse engineering Reaper ships and everybody's flying around in them now, and that's going on. I don't really see what they can do other than telling more finely tuned crafted stories about the humanity, and when I say that, about all races and alien races coming into that, just the smaller stories of people existing, surviving in a post-apocalyptic disaster or post-war survival and rebuilding from that, and seeing how the struggles of that come in, I think would end up being a very interesting series. And seconding onto that, I really hope that BioWare spend their time being able to focus on making the game right rather than just making the game fast. I don't know if they're going to make the same issue they did with Mass Effect Andromeda, basically labeling that as Dragon Age Andromeda or Mass Effect Inquisition, with the way the questing worked, the hubs and everything was basically just Dragon Age Inquisition moved over with a skin of Mass Effect applied to it. And while for points that worked, other points it really didn't, and it sort of was jarring in the large open maps and things became a little bit boring in terms of not having finely crafted areas to explore and feeling like you've had your mission, you moved on. I understand that the game is more about exploration, but even then I would have liked more smaller planets and more things to see rather than just driving for minutes or the equivalent of hours over just vast swaths of desert where there's really nothing interesting to see at all. The vaults and the puzzles that came out of Andromeda I really enjoyed doing, and I'd love to see more puzzles or logistical handiwork where we have to manage resources. Things like that would definitely come in. So I'm just hoping BioWare takes their time, learns the mistakes of Mass Effect Andromeda, learns the mistakes they've made with the Dragon Age series, learn the mistakes they've made with Anthem, and just buckle down and focus on what made Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 great, and take all of that and just work out how to make the best next series possible. Foregoing the writing that resulted in Mass Effect 3's ending that pretty much was universally despised, and moving on to excellent writing composition of Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC, Arrival DLC, Overlord, and the Citadel DLC for Mass Effect 3. Focusing on bringing that energy, that writing, and that polish and finish into the series would create the game that we all wanted and all the game we all deserve. I know that sounds a little bit selfish or entitled, but I think that even as consumers, we deserve a game that is excellent and that we want to play and we're happy with. A lot of games recently come out a little bit half finished and very rushed, and people will suffer because of that, and they lose focus and they lose trust in these companies. And I would love to see BioWare reclaim the once glory and power that they had in making hit after hit, and everybody knowing that there's going to be a certain standard that BioWare would hold up to. That's going to be about it for the Milky Way for the moment. I will talk a little bit about Mass Effect Andromeda in another video, and then potentially about a cross between the two series. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you have any ideas about theories or anything you think will happen with the Milky Way galaxy, please leave a comment below and I'd love to discuss it with you further. I will see you all soon.